And as far as the dimensions for the length are concerned, so flow is coming from left side, and the important thing is that the bend starts from here, and since this is 90 degrees bend, so this ends over here. But here requirement is that as per the figure given in the reference paper, the X should start from here and the end section should be along the x-axis. So this can be along y-axis or z-axis, whatever axis you want to choose. But only thing is that the vertical length or this side should be along x-axis, and the x should be starting from this end of the band. So if we take a look on the dimensions, so 50D becomes 50 into point, so D is equal to 0.01. So this becomes 0.5 meter. And 20D is equal to 20 into 0.01 is equal to 0.2 meters. Okay, so now we have all the dimensions, like we have the dimension for, and we can make this geometry either in Design Modeler or in Space Claim. The files I'm going to provide you, they are, the geometry was designed in the Design Modeler, but in the videos I'm going to show you the geometry making in Space Claim. And since you know about Design Modeler from the many workshops which I have covered in this course, Mastering Ansys CFD Level 1, so you can very easily figure out that how to make this geometry in Design Modeler. And I encourage you that you should be making geometry in both softwares so that you can master your skills in both of these softwares. Okay, so we start with Space Claim. So I'm going to open Space Claim. So right now, make a new geometry from here, and I will be now. Right now, I am in the sketching mode. So I will go directly, and I will choose the sketching plane as XY. So to choose XY, you have to hover on the Z-axis and then click. Okay, now click on the Z-axis from the trioid, and this will orient your plane in the simple parallel to your screen. Okay. So I'm going to make the two lines, one line over here, and before that, before you make these things, you have to go to the file menu, and from here Space Claim options. Okay, and from units make the length as meters, and okay. And now if you take a look here, you can see that the RC is equal to 0.02. So this is 0.02. And this is for the center line. So this is equal to 0.02. So therefore, I'm going to make the lines, two lines of length equal to 0.02. So click on dimension. .02. Okay, and similarly, either you can make a line or you can directly make a curve from the sweep arc. So choose the center point, origin point, the one point on the line, second point on the y-axis, like this. Okay, so now you can trim this line because we don't need this line, and you can make two more lines. So one line is the line for the inlet section of the pipe, that is equal to 0.5. And the second line, which you can make from here, the second side of the 90 degrees bend, and the outlet section is equal to 0.2 meters. Okay, now you can go back to the 3D mode and make a new plane. Either you can choose a sketching mode and you can choose a plane exactly on this line. Okay, but I would prefer to make my own plane here. So exactly on this point. So this point will be now origin for this plane, and we can make the circle directly from this center point. So again, I will choose the sketching mode, and this would be my plane. So click on the x-axis, and make a circle, and the diameter should be equal to how much? The diameter for this is equal to 0.01. This is the diameter of the pipe. So 0.01 and the 3D mode. So, and the 2D mode and go back to 3D mode. So now we have the one circle, and also you can delete plane. So we have the one circle and we have the path for the sweep. So we can now sweep this surface to make the 3D pipe along these three curves. So from the design menu, I'm going to choose the pull command and choose the main geometry of circle, and then choose the sweep path and simply drag. So the maximum extent of the drag would be the length of this arc. This is the best thing about the sweep arc, that it will only extend up to the length of that particular geometry. And similarly, I will be choosing the end of this pipe. This will be some simple surface. I will choose a path which is the bend here, and just move your mouse. So you can move mouse downwards or on this side. This does not matter. Okay, then again I will be choosing the surface here and the path here. And even you don't need to zoom your whole geometry here. You can just hold it and you can make the geometry of the full length. It's a 0.2 now. So the only last thing which we have to do here is that, number one thing is that you have to save the file in your working directory. So it's 90 degrees bend. Okay, 1 minute. So this file is already open here, so I will close this file and save this file with the same name, 90 degrees bend. Okay, now there are two more things I have to do here. Number one is that the geometry should be along the end, and the outlet pipe or the end of the pipe should be along the x-axis. So click on move, triple click on geometry to select everything in the model, and then move your anchor point on the origin. Okay, so I want that this part should be along the x-axis. So I will move this by this arrow, and the angle would be 90 degrees. So type from your keyboard and press enter key. Okay, so now you can see that this is along the x-axis. Only thing which I want here, the distance from the origin to the center of this pipe, because this will help me in making the mesh. Not the mesh, but the coordinate system for the mesh. So this center point is up to the point 02. This is up to the point. This is same which is the RC. Okay, so it's a 0.02. Just keep this thing in your mind. So we move the model along the x-axis, and also requirement was that the end of this bend should be at the x is equal to 0. So this second requirement also fulfilled. The last thing is to make the boundary condition. So from the design menu, click on select, and this is the wall number 1. Okay, simply put the name as a wall 1, and this is the wall number 2, and this is the bend, 90 degrees bend or simply bend, and this is outlet, and then we have the remaining boundary, that is inlet. Okay, now simply save project and close your geometry app. So the next thing is that we have to open workbench. So let me do it in this video. So simply open workbench, and then you have to import geometry and make mesh and run the simulation. So in the next video we are going to cover the meshing part.